Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. Liam's medical crisis draws Hope and Steffy back into his orbit, love triangle reignites? Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal Liam's serious medical emergency has both Steffy and Hope reconsidering their feelings for him. After finding him unconscious, Steffy begs him not to leave her, while Hope admits to Deacon she's been lost since ending their marriage. Could this medical crisis reignite the infamous love triangle? Medical emergency sends shockwaves through Los Angeles. The drama is reaching fever pitch in Los Angeles as Liam Spencer's life hangs in the balance following a devastating medical emergency. After collapsing at Bill Spencer's mansion and bashing his head, Liam has been diagnosed with an intracranial hemorrhage, a life-threatening condition that has left both Hope Logan and Steffy Forrester reconsidering their feelings for the man they both loved. In Friday's episode, Steffy found Liam unconscious at her former father-in-law's home. She'd gone there with every intention of confronting Bill about unleashing Luna Nozawa on the residents of Los Angeles. Instead, she discovered Liam collapsed on the floor. The moment was heart-stopping as Steffy immediately called 911, her hands trembling as she dialed. At the hospital, Dr. Grace Buckingham delivered the grim news that Liam was suffering from an intracranial hemorrhage, a type of stroke that causes blood to pool in the brain. The prognosis isn't good, and Steffy's reaction was nothing short of devastating. Steffy's shocking reaction: trouble for Finn? As Liam lay unconscious in his hospital bed, something remarkable happened. Steffy's life with him flashed before her eyes, their weddings, their daughter Kelly, their passionate love affair, and tears flooded down her face as she begged him not to leave her. "Don't leave me," she whispered to her ex-husband, while her current husband, Dr. John Finn Finnegan, remained completely unaware of the unfolding drama. See also: The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Liam Spencer's life hangs in balance after medical crisis. Is this really the end? While Steffy was having this emotional moment with Liam, Finn was at home having a sweet bonding moment with Kelly, looking forward to taking her to a father-daughter dance. The contrast couldn't be more stark, or more concerning for their marriage. Is Steffy having second thoughts about choosing Finn? Those tears and that desperate plea suggest there might be unresolved feelings lurking beneath the surface of her seemingly perfect marriage. Hope's vulnerability exposed. Meanwhile, Hope Logan has been struggling since the implosion of her relationship with Carter Walton and her ouster from Forrester Creations. She's been staying with her father, Deacon Sharp, rather than returning home to face her mother. During a heart-to-heart with Deacon, Hope made a confession that speaks volumes. She's been feeling a little bit lost ever since ending her marriage to Liam. Despite his reputation as a waffler, Hope admitted that Liam was a constant in her life and an excellent father to their daughter, Beth. Most telling of all? Hope confessed that her life went off the rails after leaving Liam behind. That's not the statement of a woman who's moved on. That's the admission of someone who might be harboring serious regrets. With Liam now fighting for his life, could Hope be preparing to make another play for her ex-husband? And if she does, will she find herself in direct competition with Steffy once again? The triangle from hell returns. All signs point to a resurrection of the infamous Hope-Liam-Steffy love triangle that has dominated storylines for years. With Liam unconscious and vulnerable, both women are reflecting on their history with him and seemingly reconsidering their current romantic situations. See also: The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Elektra goes on the offensive to keep Will from serial killer Luna. The timing couldn't be more dramatic. Steffy's marriage to Finn has seemed rock solid, while Hope has bounced from Thomas to Carter without finding lasting happiness. Now, with Liam's life in jeopardy, both women are drawn back into his orbit like moths to a flame. The big question now: if Liam recovers, which woman will he choose? And how will Finn react when he discovers his wife's emotional response to her ex-husband's medical crisis? This medical emergency could reshape multiple families in Los Angeles, leaving Finn, Beth, and Kelly caught in the crossfire of renewed romantic tensions. Liam's fate revealed, Steffy spreads horrible news. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Monday, April 7th, indicate that Liam Spencer's fate will be revealed. Steffy Forrester will also have to spread some horrible news, so let's talk about what's coming up on the CBS soap. Once Liam woke up in the Spencer mansion living room with a head wound, he managed to stagger outside and promptly collapsed again. Steffy found Liam and called for an ambulance, so he was rushed to the hospital soon after. Unfortunately, it looks like Liam has an intracranial hemorrhage, which can be life-threatening according to Dr. Grace Buckingham. It's easy to see how true that is since Liam just flatlined and left Steffy in panic mode. Dr. Buckingham and her medical team will work to revive Liam on Monday's B&B episode, so they should manage to get him stable. However, Liam won't be out of the woods yet and will presumably need surgery ASAP. Steffy will be an emotional wreck as she delivers updates on Liam's medical ordeal. At some point, Steffy will fill John Finnegan in on Liam's condition, so Finn will realize how serious this is. Finn is currently looking after Kelly Spencer, who was looking forward to spending some time with her daddy. It seems Finn will have to give Kelly a kid-appropriate version of events to explain why Liam isn't coming to pick her up. Kelly may find out that Liam's in the hospital and that the doctors are working hard to help him get better. Although Kelly should have plenty of questions, Finn may keep things vague and make some positive predictions about how strong Liam is. Steffy may eventually offer Kelly reassurance as well, but she'll definitely remain worried about Liam as she waits for more info. Of course, Steffy might be the one to inform Bill Spencer of Liam's medical crisis as well. Guilt should hit hard for Bill when he realizes he walked away just before Liam needed him most. At Forrester Creations, Brooke Logan won't get the response she wants from Ridge Forrester. Despite Brooke's attempt to play up how much she misses him, Ridge will stand by his commitment to Taylor Hayes. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Brooke and Ridge may have a chance at a new chapter down the road, but Ridge is sticking with Taylor for now. Liam's fatal fall, Scott Clifton out at B&B? Bold and the Beautiful sees Liam Spencer facing a medical crisis after collapsing on the most recent episode. Things look dire. We have to wonder if Liam is going to die and if Scott Clifton is leaving the CBS soap. Bold and the Beautiful, will Bill Spencer feel guilty? So after an epic fight with his father, Dollar Bill Spencer, we saw Liam's vision go blurry. He seemed to be struggling to stay upright. And then he just keeled over and cracked his noggin on the coffee table. And he was down for the count. Bill Spencer was furious that Liam questioned him about unleashing lunatic Luna Nozawa on the general public. And Bill insisted, she's perfectly sane and safe, no one's in danger. And then he laid into Liam for a whole bunch of reasons, including being a waffle boy, which of course is ironic given Bill's own waffle boy ways with the Logan sisters. Then Bill told Liam to be gone when he got back. And I bet Bill's going to feel pretty bad when he finds out Liam was conked out and in possible peril while Bill was at his business meeting. Bold and Beautiful, Liam's medical emergency. It looked to me like Liam had a stroke or an aneurysm. Something I recently did a video that confirmed that Bold and the Beautiful did have an upcoming medical emergency that required a 911 operator, paramedics, nurses, and a doctor. And this is it, it's Liam. I do have to say, I don't think him being the one in the medical crisis was on anybody's bingo card, but that's what they're doing and the storyline looks exciting. So let's dig into what's next after this shocking turn of events and what it means for the fate of Scott Clifton on B&B. Is he out? Is he going to be on the back burner? Or is this the start of something big? I know that soap social media was on fire about his performance as Liam during this big fight with Bill. You got to love Scott Clifton's acting. He is a powerhouse. Bold and Beautiful, Liam Spencer's history of head trauma, how past injuries could impact his current medical crisis. So just before we dig into what's coming, you may recall Liam has a history of head trauma. He's had at least 5 head injuries that were really concussive over the years. There were a couple of incidents related to Amber Moore Forrester and her mom. And then in 2016, Liam cracked his noggin on a flight with Ivy Forrester to Australia and concussed himself again. Then when he was back to LA, he passed out in the parking lot of Forrester Creations. And Quinn Fuller stole him away. Liam had amnesia because of the head trauma and thought he was in love with his brother's mother, very awkward but a lot of fun. So, the most recent concussion happened the night that Taylor Hayes shot Bill. For a minute there, Liam thought he'd shot his dad because he hit his head on a tree branch, blacked out, lost time, thought he'd shot Bill over the whole one-night stand with Steffy Forrester incident. So, the bottom line, Liam's brain has been through a lot. And the event this week with his vision blurring and him fainting may relate to some of these past head traumas combined with the stress of Bill's verbal attack. Will Liam die? Exploring potential storylines after his collapse on Bold and the Beautiful. So, let's talk about what's next. Just first off, number 1, we got to ask, is Liam going to die? There's been a ton of headlines saying Scott Clifton's leaving, blah blah. And if Bold and the Beautiful did kill off Liam, obviously Bill would hate himself. But I want to quickly dispel this. Despite how dire it looks, we've got photo proof we're going to show you towards the end of the video that he survives. So somebody calls 911, they hustle Liam to the hospital. And given that Steffy is at Bill's place on Friday, it looks like she may be the one to get him medical assistance. So yeah, he is going to live. So with Liam's death off the table, knowing that Scott Clifton isn't leaving, the number 2 thing to consider is that Liam may wind up in a coma. That's pretty standard soap stuff. So Scott Clifton's character could wind up comatose, but if so, it's not going to be for too long. And that relates to the photo I'm going to show you at the end of the video from behind the scenes. Also, in a 2025 year ahead spoiler that was issued in January, showrunner Brad Bell said Liam is getting a front-burner storyline that's totally new for the character. And it sounds like this medical crisis is the start of that big story. Bold and the Beautiful, could Liam have amnesia? The number 3 option to consider is Liam may have amnesia again, given that he once thought he and Quinn were Adam and Eve and madly in love. And Liam boinked his brother's mother. Yeah, amnesia is a possibility. He might think he's still married to Steffy or to Hope Logan, Annika Noel, which of course would be a little awkward. So he may have some sort of memory loss, partial or total, temporary or permanent. Any of that could be on the menu. The number 4 outcome to consider is Liam has a serious and ongoing medical condition that takes center stage. Over the years, again, Bill's son has suffered several traumatic brain injuries, so there are some medical issues that could come out of that backstory. Liam could have post-concussion syndrome or any of the other chronic conditions. And there's many that are caused by repeat TBI, traumatic brain injuries. And all of these are serious brain maladies. That type of injury can also actually cause heart issues like pericarditis, which would explain the blurry vision and the fainting in this recent episode. We know that Dr. Grace Buckingham is seeing Liam on Friday. And she is a cardiologist. Of course, Grace might be treating Liam because she just happens to be on duty in the ER. They kind of slip and slide with doctor duties on Bold, or Dr. Grace might see him in her capacity as a heart specialist because something else is going on with Liam. And by the way, Bridget Forrester is coming back soon as well, another doctor. Bold and the Beautiful, Liam's new life? So the final option to consider, number 5 on my list, is that this medical problem causes a complete and total reset of Liam's character. Maybe he needs brain surgery like they did with Thomas Forrester several years back. And remember, that was a big reset for him. Let's be real, lots of viewers dislike Liam. And actor Scott Clifton has said more than once he does not think Liam is a good husband or a good boyfriend. And he does not like the way the guy behaves, especially towards women. So this whole incident could change everything. Steffy and Liam reunion? Exploring the potential for a Liam 2.0 on Bold and the Beautiful. Already this week, Steffy gushed to her dad Ridge Forrester about what a great guy that Liam is, a wonderful dad, somebody she'll always care about. And now when Steffy sees Liam in crisis, obviously she's going to be there for him. Steffy being close to Liam might be a perfect excuse for Finn to slide out and wander over to see Sheila Carter and Luna. So this new Liam plot could be the way that Brad Bell is planning to bring Steffy and Liam back together, and Bell may be turning the waffle boy into a completely different person, a better version, a Liam 2.0. Liam's fate on B&B. So for this confirmation about Liam's fate and him definitely surviving this, I have got a couple of behind-the-scene photos that prove that he survives and he is breaking bread with his dad Bill soon, and that makes me think that something big shifts with Liam for he and his father to be on good enough terms to eat together after that nasty fight they just had. Heather Tom directed an episode that had Bill and Liam together the same day that she directed the episode that aired on March 27 with Brooke, Logan and Hope and that big fight they had at Brooke's house. The behind-the-scenes shot of Heather Tom behind the camera there is from the Women's Day episode, and she's in the same orange blouse and jeans in a behind-the-scenes scene at Il Giardino with the two guys. Bold and the Beautiful, Liam's new storyline. You can see Liam is wearing a beanie, some kind of head covering. It might be covering a bandage or protecting a brain surgery scar, or they didn't want you to see what was on his head while they were doing this behind-the-scenes shot and they covered him, but he is dining with his dad Bill there at Deacon Sharp's restaurant, and it's an accessory we've never seen Liam wearing before. So it's either odd and for the character or them hiding something from that camera. So look for this episode soon. This is very exciting. It's a complete and total twist. I can't wait to see what's coming in Liam's new storyline, and of course, the good news is Scott Clifton is not leaving. Instead, he's getting a major front-burner plot that's supposed to be something totally new for Liam, and so I am here for it. Steffy loses it as Liam flatlines after brain bleed. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Friday, April 4th, reveals that Steffy Forrester lost it as Liam Spencer flatlined after a brain bleed. Here's how all the drama played out on Friday's B&B episode. At Forrester Creations, Steffy complained to Ridge Forrester about Bill arranging for Luna Nozawa. Since Steffy also wanted to stand up for Liam, she headed over to the Spencer mansion. Meanwhile, Liam awoke looking confused in the Spencer living room. After Liam got up and staggered a bit, he felt his head wound and looked down at the blood on his hand. Liam made it outside, but he lost consciousness and hit his head again as he collapsed near the door. That's where Steffy found Liam and frantically tried to wake him up. Liam was still breathing, but he remained unconscious as Steffy called 911 and got paramedics to take him to the hospital. Dr. Grace Buckingham was the doctor on duty when Liam was wheeled in with possible bleeding in his brain. Dr. Buckingham worked to gather more info on Liam's head injury and called for a CT scan. Steffy told Dr. Buckingham what happened and got updates on Liam likely having an intracranial hemorrhage. After Dr. Buckingham spilled the news of Liam's life-threatening condition to Steffy, he suddenly flatlined. While Dr. Buckingham leapt into action with the help of a nurse, Steffy called Liam's name repeatedly and freaked out. At the Cliff House, John Finnegan made Kelly Spencer a snack as she looked forward to Liam picking her up. Kelly gushed about the fun activities she had planned with her parents and looked forward to Liam taking her to the upcoming daddy-daughter dance, too. Finn assured Kelly that Liam wouldn't miss it. At Forrester Creations, Brooke Logan wondered if Ridge Forrester could find some compassion for Hope Logan regarding her line, but he clearly had none since Hope didn't think what she did was wrong. As Brooke reflected on what the takeover drama did to her relationship with Ridge, she admitted she missed him and pushed him to admit he missed her as well. At Il Giardino, Deacon Sharp assured Hope that she was welcome to stay in his extra space along with Beth Spencer and talked about always having his daughter's back. Hope saw Brooke's text from earlier that pushed her to come home, but she remained fed up with her mom and Carter Walton for how they betrayed her. Since Hope felt like she'd lost everything, it meant a lot to have Deacon to turn to. Deacon was sympathetic to Hope, who eventually confessed she'd been thinking a lot about Liam and how everything went wrong after she walked away from her marriage. Despite all the struggles Hope had been through, Liam had been the one constant in her life. Bill demands his shares back from Steffy. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say that Bill Spencer is taking back what is rightfully his. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Bill demands his shares back from Steffy. There's heavy speculation suggesting that Bill might get his shares back from his former daughter-in-law and secret lover, Steffy Forrester. As many B&B fans know, Steffy is the kind of person who likes to talk about morals, especially when it comes to other people and their lack of. But, a lot of people have pointed out that it wasn't too long ago that Steffy blackmailed Bill for his Forrester shares. As viewers can recall, Steffy was made CEO only because she managed to blackmail her way into the CEO's chair. That's why so many people think Thorne could come back and sue for the shares since he's actually part of the Forrester bloodline. As you can imagine, the internet certainly did have a lot to say about the matter. Some have even commented with, Steffy blackmailed Bill to get majority ownership back. In addition, Bill gifted Steffy his remaining shares years later. Another critic wrote, Thorne being a blood Forrester plays no role in shares to be honest. Stephanie is the reason the company exists in the first place. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, Steffy doesn't have any morals herself. And Ridge is her direct heir. So as much as I may not like him or Steffy, they have more rights to Forrester than his siblings because Stephanie has always owned more of the company than Eric. And then there was this comment as well, Eric and Stephanie built this company and Ridge is Stephanie's son so he and his children have just as much rights to it, if we're going by blood. People forget that Stephanie Douglas was a huge part of what made the name Forrester mean something because without her money, Eric would have just been another one of the countless starving artists out there. Of course, B&B fans will have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. What's next for the betrayed and the betrayer? As the dust settles on this explosive fallout, viewers are watching closely to see what happens next for both Hope and Carter. With Hope potentially moving in with Deacon despite her reservations about Sheila, and Carter remaining at Forrester Creations with his tail between his legs, the stage is set for even more drama. Meanwhile, Steffy isn't hiding her satisfaction at having Hope out of the company, telling Ridge she was glad Hope was no longer there to cause trouble at work. But with Detective Baker still building a case against Luna, and Liam collapsing after a heated confrontation with Bill over his protection of Luna, there are plenty of explosive storylines ready to intersect with this ongoing drama. The real question remains, was Hope truly using Carter all along, or did Carter betray an innocent woman to save his own skin? The debate rages on, but one thing's certain, the fallout from this betrayal is far from over.